Today, flowering plants, we will continue what we were discussing in last class. If you remember, in our last class we were discussing under gamete transfer. Under gamete transfer, we were learning about agents of pollination. Under gamete transfer means transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma, because pollen grain contains male gametes, that is vegetative nuclei and generative nuclei, they are gametes. So pollen grain is a male gamete containing structure, so it is called male gametophyte. So pollen grain has to be transferred from anther to stigma, so that process is a gamete transfer there, so that process is nothing but pollination. Already we have learned types of pollination in previous classes. So we were learning agents of pollination. So as I told you in last class, we have already learned there are two types of agents. One is abiotic. I told you abiotic means non-living factors, non-living things or non-living factors like wind, either wind will carry pollen grains or water will carry pollen grains from anther to stigma. So it is abiotic because it is non-living factors. Then if living organisms are involved, it is called biotic. Word bios means life, living organism. Biotic means living organisms. What all living organisms are involved, we will see now. Compare biotic. Most of the plants will select which method? Most of the plants are adapted for undergoing which type of agents for pollination? Biotic. Most of them, more than 50% of the plants on earth are dependent on, more than 50% of the angiosperms, that is flowering plants, are dependent on biotic. That is, they are dependent on some living organisms for transfer of pollen grains. What are those living organisms? We will see them. So, biotic agents of pollination. Name says living organisms are used for transferring pollen grains from anther to stigma. What all agents are involved? Like it can be insects. Insects will carry pollen grain from one place to other place. Like what all insects? Bees, butterflies, then flies, wasps, beetles. Okay, so it can be bees like honeybees or bumblebees, butterflies. Now bumblebees and dumbi antivala kannada, dumbi. Okay, so honeybees, that jenula, or butterflies, flies, wasps or beetles, even moths like silk, reshme hula antivala, so silk moth. Okay, sericulture, silk moth. These insects will transfer, but remember, insects will not know that it is transferring the pollen grain, because insect will visit the flower only for its food. What is the food? Food for these insects is nectar. Nectar is a sweet sugary syrup produced in flowers. So insect will visit the flower for nectar, but unknowingly pollen grains will get stuck to its body of insects, then it will visit next flower, then pollen grain may fall on the stigma. So insect will not know that it is carrying a pollen grain, unintentionally, not intentionally. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೇ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ pollinating agents, or it can be birds used as a pollinating agent. Which birds? Sunbirds, hummingbirds. Have you seen hummingbird? Hummingbird, small body, small bird, but with long beak. Usually the beak will go into the flower and suck the nectar, and it will be ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಬಡಿತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ದೆನ್ with a long beak it will suck the nectar. So sunbirds, hummingbirds, what happens, you know, when these birds, when they come near the flower and they beat their wings, when they beat their wings with that wind, you know, ಆ ಗಾಳಿಗೆ, ಅದು ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಬೀಸೋ ಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೌಡರ್ ಥರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಪೌಡರ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟಕ್ ಟು ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ birds. Then when it visits next flower, already on the body of birds that pollen grain is there, it will fall on the stigma. It may fall, not compulsorily. ಬೀಳಬಹುದು, ಬೀಳದೇನೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. Okay, so birds are also used as pollinating agents. Then it can be other animals like even larger animals also can become larger animals. Size is bigger, animal size is bigger, like lemurs. Lemur means, you know, like a monkey only. ನಾವು ಎಂತಂತೇವೆ, ಕಾಡು ಪಾಪ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಐಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬಿಗರ್, ಪ್ರೊಟ್ರೂಡಿಂಗ್, ಥಿನ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಟ್ರೀ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ it is arboreal. Arboreal means tree dwelling habit. The animals which lives on the branches of a tree, ಅಂದರೆ ಮರದ ಕೊಂಬೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ, ಮರದ ರೆಂಬೆಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಕೊಂಬೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ, ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬದುಕುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು. ಈಗ ಮಂಗ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಮಂಕಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆರ್ಬೋರಿಯಲ್ ಒಂದು. ಆರ್ಬೋರಿಯಲ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ tree dwelling habit. Animals which lives on tree branches, like it can be squirrel also. Squirrel, ಇಣಚಿ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು, ಅದು. Okay, so arboreal. Lemurs also can transfer pollen grains. Then it can be ants. Ants also can transfer pollen grains. In some cases, snails or slugs, molluscans, snails or slugs. ನಾವು ಬಸವನ ಹುಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ ಸ್ನೇಲ್ಸಿಗೆ. ಸ್ನೇಲ್ಸ್ or slugs also. Even bats, bavali, bats, no, bats also can transfer pollen grains. Then some reptiles, like lizards, especially special lizard like gecko lizard. Then garden lizard, Calotis scientific name. These gecko lizard and garden lizard also can transfer pollen grain from anther to stigma. But chances of transfer of pollen grains through lizard and all is very less percentage. Snails and slugs, if you see, 0.1% pollination happens. I mean 0.1% they transfer. But in most of the cases, insects are used as a pollinating agent in most of the flowers, out of all the biotic agents for pollination. Okay, then usually the flowers which are pollinated by animals are specially adapted for one particular animal. Like, don't think that one particular plant is pollinated by all this. No, one plant is adapted, modified to get pollinated by only one animal. Like suppose a flower which is pollinated by beetles or bees, it is fixed only for bees, not with any other. So what I am saying is they are very specific. So most of the flowers which are adapted for pollination by animals is adapted to get pollinated by only one animal. Now what all modifications plants should have if they have to be pollinated by insects? ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಹೂವು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಗಿಡ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸಿಂದ, ಕೀಟಗಳಿಂದ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, so that we will see. That is modifications by the plant for undergoing insect pollination. ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟು ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲೇ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Let us see. This is very interesting. And you may think for you everything is interesting. Nothing like that. Every biology concept is interesting only. That's why biology subject only we call interesting subject. modifications of insect pollinated flowers or plants. What all changes plants should make to undergo insect pollination? Number one, flowers should be large, colorful, fragrant. Flowers should be large, colorful, fragrant, and rich with nectar. I'll explain what is it. If insect should visit the flower, first of all, flower should be large sized, because if the flower is very small, insect cannot see them. It can't see. ಅಂದರೆ ಹೂವು ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿದ್ದರೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಒಂದು, ಅದು ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸನ್ನು. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್, ದೆನ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಸಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹೂವಿದ್ದರೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, insect will get attracted by beautiful colors of the flower. If the colors are very beautiful, having different colors, beautiful colors, then insect will get attracted to that color. So it should be colorful. Fragrant, smell of the flower should be very good, because you know that insects are very fond of fragrance, that is very good smell. ನಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪರಿಮಳ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪರಿಮಳ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಹೂವು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಎಗ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ, ನಾವು ಸಂಪಿಗೆ ಹೂವು ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಚಂಪಕ ಫ್ಲವರ್, ಮೈಕೇಲಿಯಾ ಚಂಪಕ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ನೇಮ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್, ಯೆಲ್ಲೋಯಿಶ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್, ಸಂಪಿಗೆ ಹೂವು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಗ್ರೆನ್ಸ್, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಫ್ರೇಗ್ರೆನ್ಸ್, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದೇ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್. ಇನ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಊದ್ಬತ್ತಿ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಊದ್ಬತ್ತಿ ಕಡ್ಡಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಚಂಪಕ ಫ್ಲೇವರ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಫ್ರೇಗ್ರೆಂಟ್, ವೆರಿ ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಚ್ ವಿತ್ ನೆಕ್ಟಾರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಟಾರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಶುಗರಿ ಸಿರಪ್. ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಕ್ಟಾರಿಗೆ ಮಕರಂದ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಮಕರಂದ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಸಿರಪ್, ಅದು ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫುಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫುಡ್, ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್. ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬರೋದು ಯಾಕೆ? ಅದರ ಫುಡ್ಡಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ. ಅದರ ಫುಡ್ಡೇ ನೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ದ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ರಿಚ್ ವಿತ್ ನೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್, ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್, ಫ್ರೇಗ್ರೆಂಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್, ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ flower. Suppose I said it should be large flower. What if the flower is small? Insect pollination doesn't happen? It will happen under certain conditions. What is that condition? If the flowers are small, flowers should be in a bunch. ಅಂದರೆ ಹೂ ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿದ್ದರೆ, ತುಂಬ ಹೂ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದು ಬಂಚಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಬಂಚಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್. Okay, so if flowers are small, they should be clustered to form inflorescence. Means flowers should be in a bunch, then it is visible. Because small flowers are not visible. When many small flowers are in one bunch, it becomes this big. So it is easily visible. Okay, then especially flies and beetles. These two insects are special. What is the speciality? Flies and beetles will not get attracted to good smell. They will get attracted to foul odor. ಅಂದರೆ ಕೊಳತಿರೋ ವಾಸನೆ ಬಂದರೆ, ಕೆಟ್ಟ ವಾಸನೆ ಬಂದರೆ, ಪರಿಮಳ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಪರಿಮಳ ಬೇರೆ, ವಾಸನೆ ಬೇರೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಓಡರ್, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಸೇನು, ದುರ್ಗಂಧ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಪಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್, ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್. ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದೇ ಶೋ. ಸೊ That is not fragrance, it is bad odor. Parimala ಅಲ್ಲ, ವಾಸನೆ. Okay, but if something is decaying, ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಳಿತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ, for such smell flies will get attracted. You know that. Suppose excreta is there, human excreta, house flies will get attracted to that smell. Okay, but honeybees will not go and sit on excreta, human excreta. So because honeybees and all require good smell, fragrance. ಅಂದರೆ ಪರಿಮಳ ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್, ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಓಡರ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಫ್ಲೈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೀಟಲ್ಸ್ require foul smell. That means the flowers which are getting pollinated by flies and beetles, they should have foul smell. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಹೂವು ಬೀಟಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಫ್ಲೈಸಿಂದ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೋ ಅದು ಆ ಫ್ಲವರು ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಫ್ಲವರಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಓಡರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್. Okay, then when these are the modifications of insect pollinated flowers or plants. So plants should modify with respect to these 3 points. Plants should have these 3 characters to get pollinated by insects. Now very important interesting fact is, when an insect visits the flower, what rewards flower gives it to insects? ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? ಲೈಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎನಿ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಷನ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ದಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್, ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ, ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್? 2 ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್. Number 1, that is called floral rewards. Name only says floral means rewards or prizes given by flowers for visiting the flower. Flower gives rewards to insects for visiting, like we do. Sometimes some people come from other college to take one class here in our college, then we give them money for taking one class here because they came from outside. Okay, we brought them here, so they will charge. So like that, when insect visit the flower should give some rewards. What are those rewards? Only 2 rewards it gives. One is nectar, that is a sweet sugary syrup, and second, that is a food for insects, and second, pollen grains. Pollen grain is not required by insects. Insects doesn't require pollen grain, but flower gives. Okay, take one more free. Pollen grains will be given. Okay, so this is one. Other than this, some special flowers will give some other rewards other than these 2. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದೆರಡು ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ರಿವಾರ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅದು? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ. Chalk. Okay. In some plants or in some flowers of some plants, like example we will take Amorphophallus. Amorphophallus flower. Amorphophallus means, ನಾವು ಸುವರ್ಣ ಗಡ್ಡೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸುವರ್ಣ ಗಡ್ಡೆ. ನೋ, ದರ್ ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್. ಅದು ಅಂಡರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್, ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಆರ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್, ಸುವರ್ಣ ಗಡ್ಡೆ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ Amorphophallus flower height is 6 feet. This is considered longest flower, not largest. Largest is Rafflesia. Tallest flower itself is 6 feet. Amorphophallus flower ನೋಡಿದರೆ flower is 6 feet tall. And here one special reward Amorphophallus flower gives it to insect. That is, Amorphophallus flower gives space for insects to lay eggs in the locule of ovary. So in the flower what happens? In the ovary inside the ovary there will be locules, no space. Like suppose this is the ovary, I have taken a cross section, and within the ovary there is a space, no, this space. Here insect will lay eggs. This is a mutual benefit. Symbiosis, what is mutual benefit? One helps other. How? Amorphophallus flower gives space for insects to lay their eggs. So, and this insect laying eggs inside the flower is a safe place for insects. Safe place because no other predators can eat these eggs. ಅಂದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಈ ಎಗ್ಸನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಓವರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೇಫ್. So Amorphophallus flower gives safe place for insects to lay eggs. Okay, this is a benefit for insect. What is the benefit for flower? What is the benefit to plant? In return, the insects will pollinate flowers of Amorphophallus. So now both are benefited. I repeat, insect gets space for safe place for laying eggs. That is how insect is benefited. Okay, then flower is benefited by insects. How? Insect will pollinate the flowers of Amorphophallus. So it is a mutual benefit. It's like that. Okay, then one more example you can take. Example number 2. That is a symbiosis or mutual benefit between plant called yucca plant and moth. Moth is an insect. So symbiosis, mutual benefit. What is that? Yucca plant in the locules of their ovary. Locule andre space, ovary ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋ space. In the locule of their ovary, it gives space for laying eggs. See, in the locules, what space is there? There, insect will lay eggs. Okay. In return, yucca plant flowers are pollinated by insect. Insect will pollinate the flower. Flower will give space for insect to lay eggs. So both are benefited here. Then once fertilization occurs in the yucca plant and once seeds are produced, the egg will hatch. Egg ಒಡೆದು, okay, so ಮರಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. It will come out. So egg will be there only till hatching. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಎಗ್ ಒಡೆದು ಆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮರಿಗಳು ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರೋ ತನಕ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತದೆ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಸೀಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ಆ ಯುಕ್ಕ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೀಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಸೀಡ್ ಆಗೋ ತನಕ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ದ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಗ್. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟೆಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. Then one more type of insects are there. They are very intelligent or talented insects, you should say. What they do, they just visit the flower and suck the nectar, but they don't take single pollen grain also. They are like robbing. Like they will come to the house and they will take only one paper, one document, but they will not take money. They are very intelligent. Here some insects are there, they will just take nectar, but no pollen grains will be taken. So insect will enter the flower, insect will see that it doesn't touch any pollen grains, only nectar come out, don't take any pollen grains. Then those are called pollen robbers, or also called nectar robbers. Robbing means ಕಳ್ಳತನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಕದಿಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೆಕ್ಟಾರ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕದೀತದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ that is called outbreeding devices. Outbreeding device means the bisexual flower having both male and female reproductive organ tries to avoid self-pollination. You already know the reason, inbreeding depression, that we are going to learn in next class. Okay, so keep watching my classes. Thank you.